The Toyota Hilux is Toyota's best-selling pickup truck, but here's the thing. Over here in the United States of America, it's not even a thing. It's not sold here. So instead, Toyota give the Americans two choices, the Tacoma and this. And this is called the Tundra, the biggest pickup truck Toyota has on sale today. And as you can see, it's absolutely huge. But in a very saturated pickup truck market here in the US, how does it stack up? I mean, it looks cool, doesn't it? I'm a big Toyota fan and I respect the Hilux. So what we're going to do today, we're going to find out whether us Europeans are missing out on something that's better than the Hilux or whether this thing is just glorified for America. I'm Max Haftavani. Welcome to Driven Plus. So this Tundra followed the same path as the latest generation 300 series Land Cruiser. It was the first Tundra model not to be offered with a V8 engine. So instead you get this twin turbocharged V6 engine, which is nice. I like this engine. It gives you a nice little rumble on the low RPM, which actually sounds very similar to a V8 engine. But there's always something in the back of your mind which always tells you it's still not a V8. Now the previous generation Tundra came with a massive 5.7 litre V8 engine, but this V6 outperforms the V8, just shy of 400 horsepower, and the torque is very impressive too. I'll tell you the stats and figures very shortly. But all this power goes through a 10-speed automatic transmission. And I've never been a massive fan of a 10-speed gearbox. I've had two experiences with a 10-speed gearbox. One is in a Ford Mustang 5 litre V8. If you want to watch my review on that car, click on the pop-up banner now. And the other is a Ford Ranger Wildtrak X. Again, if you want to watch my review on another pickup truck which is offered in the UK or Europe, click on the pop-up banner yet again. But the reason for this 10-speed automatic gearbox is, I believe, is good for towing. And this is rated to tow 12,000 pounds. In kilos, that translates to 5.5 tons, which is super impressive. But anyway, let me show you this car's engine. Now, under the bonnet of the Toyota Tundra sits a 3.4 litre twin turbocharged V6 engine. Now, you'll see them advertised as 3.5 litres. That's because the dealers are rounding up. Now, this is the iForce model, so it produces 390 horsepower and 479 foot-pounds of torque, which translates to around 650 newton meters. You can also get the hybrid version, which comes with more power at 437. It's a part-time four-wheel drive system with an automatic limited slip differential. Toyota say it's good for a 0 to 60 time of over 6 seconds. So let's find out. So it's time to launch the Toyota Tundra from 0 to 60. On your screen now are the stats and figures on this car, so pause your screen if you'd like to look into them. Well, I say on this car, on this truck. So this truck will not have launch control, but to get the most performance out of it, to get a good launch, we'll put the truck in sport mode and also put the gearbox in S. Right, that should be good enough. Let's go. Ooh, that's good torque. Sounds good, doesn't it, this engine? This is quick. It doesn't feel right to be this quick. And what's the time? 6.97 there. Slightly slower than what Toyota say, but we didn't get the best of start. So let's try one more and hopefully we can brake boost it a bit better and therefore get a better hookup. Let's try, second one. Okay, here we go, second one, brake boost. Oh, that's better, I think. What's the time? Come on, 6.84. Well, I think that's the best we're gonna do, unless I'm missing something. It is in two-wheel drive, but I don't know if it's gonna be any quicker in four-wheel drive because there's drivetrain losses. Anyway, that's what this car stacks up against. Let's go back to the review. I mean, it's absolutely huge, isn't it? The front grille almost comes up to my chest. I mean, it's definitely very striking. The front grille is massive. Who's complaining about BMW grills nowadays? Anyway, Tundra logo down there, massive Toyota badge. I like these little spotlights you get just underneath the grille here. It's very striking. I like the DRL headlights, but I have to say I prefer the look of the previous generation Toyota Tundra. When you come to the side of this car, that's when you really do appreciate the sheer size of this thing. This is 5.9 meters long, and this is called the short bed version. If you want to buy the long bed version, that's 6.3 meters long. The back end is in a different time zone to the front. Anyway, 20-inch alloy wheels with nice, big, thick tyres. Massive wing mirrors, which are very durable, which they have to be. I like these side steps here. They feel durable too with the Tundra logo. You open the door and you've got handles there to really assist everyone, or you Americans, getting into your truck. Limited logo there, and I like this kind of profile in the back bed. And let's have a look at the back. Moving to the back of the Tundra, and I like the design of the tailgate, in particular the design of the lights here. They are very nice. You've got a massive Tundra logo and the attention to detail of this Toyota badge here. So to bring the tailgate down, it is electrically assisted. You've got to press this rectangle button here. Press that and it comes down like so. Now in here we have a aluminium composite bed, and the payload is 1,860 pounds, which equates to around 850 kilos. Here you've got a 120 volt power supply, and to bring the tailgate up, all you've got to just press up and then the car will take over and bring it back up. On the left side of the car, as you can see, it has a side exit exhaust. So this is what the Tundra sounds like. Now moving to the interior of the Tundra, and I would say the interior has been dominated by this massive 14-inch infotainment screen, which runs Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. And I would say, yes, it's a good responsive system. Love the fact Toyota have chosen to keep physical buttons for the climate controls, and they are very easy to use. Ooh, Lotus Elise going down there. Very nice. But it's got heated and ventilated and cooled seats, which is good. I love the design of this gear selector. It is very nice. It feels premium because it's got a leather top. You've got your drive modes there. Alongside that is your 2-wheel drive, 4 high and 4 low. Loads of internal storage units here. 2 cup holders, storage unit, wireless charging pad. Love the armrest here. That goes up. You've got an additional storage space underneath there, and the materials is very good. Now normally for a Toyota, one thing which always seems to let them down is the fact they are hard plastic on the top of the dash. Come on Toyota, start using leather, because it will just finish off your interiors nicely. Like, look at the glove box here, hard plastic, whereas the rest of the dash is lovely leather. Don't know why they do it, always annoys me, and therefore those little things always lets these kind of Toyotas down. But at the end of the day, it's a pickup truck, it's not a luxury vehicle. I like the design of the steering wheel. That looks and feels industrial. It's got adaptive cruise control. Behind them sits a 12.3-inch digital driver's display. You got it in sport, you can put it in normal and eco mode, but who's going to be driving this car in eco mode? No heads-up display. You've got a JBL surround system, and as you can see here, you've got a panoramic sunroof. I have to say, the driving position in this car for a truck is near perfect. It's very good. Now, let's get back onto the road. So you might be thinking how much this truck costs. Well, I'm going to tell you now, but before I do, I want you to think how much this car would cost, especially those watching from the UK or Europe. People watching in the States might already have an idea, but the price of this exact car in the United States of America, in California, $57,000. And if we were to convert that to Great British pounds, we're talking around £42,000 to £44,000. Depending which spec Hilux you buy in the UK, it's going to cost you more than this car. And now you look at this and think, do you know what? This Toyota Tundra is bloody good value. And arguably, it offers you more than the Hilux. And you know what? The more I drive this car, the more I like this engine. It's got lovely low-end torque, and you put your foot down in it. It takes a while to figure out which one of the 10 gears it needs to go in to deliver your ultimate performance, but it's nice. I think it makes a nice noise. What do you think? Yeah, nice V6 noise there. Good top-end torque and good low-end torque. Obviously, the low-end torque is coming from the twin turbos, which is very nice. So what other trucks does the Toyota Tundra go against? Well, quite a lot. You've got the Ford F-150, GMC Sierra 1500, Chevy Silverado, and the Ram So how does this differ from its competitors? Well, like all Toyota products, it's its reputation. It's what comes with the badge, reliability. If I was to move here to the States and buy a pickup truck, my first thought would be, do you know what, I'm going to buy a Toyota, and I would most probably buy the Toyota Tundra simply because of my love for Toyotas. And I haven't been driving this car thinking it needs more power or more torque. It doesn't. This V6 engine is good enough. So no, the car will not miss a V8 engine, but there's one side of your brain which will be sad. And are we in the UK missing out on something that's potentially better than the Hilux? No, this car wouldn't work in the UK simply because it's too big, and this is where it works. But I'd like to say a massive thanks to my cousin Goran for letting me get a video on his Toyota Tundra today. So if you enjoyed this, please leave a like on it, subscribe to the channel, and let me know what you want me to get on the channel next. And if you've got a car you'd like me to feature on the channel, get in touch with me and we'll get a date in the diary. Thank you guys, and we'll see you soon. Bye bye.